Wacha Kuseni Morning Show on Power TV. Wacha Kuseni Morning Show on Power TV.
Welcome back, my beautiful people. It is still Kwacha Kuseni. Don't get it twisted. I'm joined by the beautiful, lovely, the one and only Sarah Mupeseni. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Clearly, it's a Bemba affair, not only by the name, but also the gaps. Like, you know, we're swinging it.
The gaps, the color, everything.
Yeah? How's your morning going?
It's going good. How's yours going?
It's going great. So how did a female find herself in a digital space? Like I feel like digital space is male dominated.
Yes, it is, but we're changing that.
I love that.
We're changing that.
I love
because
that.
there's no space that we can't take unless we just choose not to. Women are powerful.
I love that. So what made you get into it?
Interest, and also just the impact that it has on society as well as on me. Like, we're living in a global village now. The digital is the way to go. Everything has been digitalized, so why not?
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking about everything being digitalized, let's dive straight into it. I've been seeing digital inclusion, but guys, don't know why. You're not the only one who doesn't know the meaning, or you're not the only one who doesn't know what it is. Sarah, what is digital inclusion?
So digital inclusion is basically access and use of digital technologies in layman's language. So being able to have the access and also being able to use digital technologies, then yes, that is digital inclusion.
What's the importance of digital inclusion in like today's world?
Like I mentioned earlier, we're living in a global village. There's so many services, so much information that has been digitalized that anyone that does not have access, for example, to the internet is disadvantaged. Having access to the internet is now a basic human right. So digital inclusion is important because it gives you a myriad of opportunities. One of them being now you can even have school on using your phone or using your computer. You don't have to go there. You can get so many services. You can pay for bills. You can do so much using the internet. So digital inclusion is important because the world has moved now. It has evolved. It brings you convenience. You can do a lot of things from the comfort of your home, which could be a cost-saving measure for you as well.
Right.
So there's so many opportunities, so much information that's on digital platforms that everyone should have access to.
Oh, nice. And I gave one of the challenges that the digital space is facing by saying it's male-dominated. What are some of the barriers that exist in today's digital inclusion?
Well, for Africa and for Zambia specifically, it's infrastructural barriers as well as affordability. So for most people, the communities that are underserved when it comes to digital inclusion are mainly rural communities. And for those that are in urban areas, it's just an issue of affordability. The services are there, the access is there, but they just can't afford to access the digital services.
How do we help the rural areas?
Infrastructure, like I said. So to make sure that these mobile service providers, I encourage to start serving those communities. One of the reasons that they may have reservations to do that is because, like I said, affordability, maybe even if they did put up the infrastructure, they wouldn't be as overwhelming an uptake in terms of clientele as they do have in urban areas. But from a government perspective, the government could possibly, which I believe is one of the things that are currently being done under the Presidential Delivery Unit, which is a digital inclusion project where they want to put hotspot centers in community centers like polices, clinics, and stuff like that, and schools where people can go and be able to access the internet from there. So that's one of the things that can be done.
Nice. I love how like fast or quick things are moving at the pace at which we're moving at. Everybody needs to be included in this digital world. Now there's this thing of digital exclusion, but does that exist?
Yes.
Because I'm just using my like English terms like include and exclude.
No, you actually be surprised at the degree to which that actually exists.
So it does exist.
So Zambia has a population of above 21 million people.
Okay.
Out of 21 million people, there's about 17 million people that have access to mobile technology, just having that connectivity. But only about 5 million have access to the internet.
Oh.
That's how bad that's how alarming
Wow.
the numbers are in terms of digital inclusion, which is why it has become a national agenda. So, when you're living in urban cities and you're able to text your friends and your parents and your work, it seems like everyone is doing it.
Yeah,
but
that's
imagine
true.
5 million people out of 21 million people. That's less than 25%
That's
of
true.
people in this country that have access to the internet. So digital exclusion is actually there, and it's a big thing in this country. And for us to be able to advance also economically, we need to be on board with the agenda of digital inclusion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So besides we, the Zambians who are affected by digital exclusion, who are some of the people that are affected by digital exclusion?
I'll speak for Africa because my passion is Africa, and also the passion for Innovate is Africa, to make sure that we further the agenda of digital inclusion in Africa, as well as make sure that Africa is AI ready. That's one of the things that we're big about at my organization. So in Africa in general, like I mentioned, in Zambia it's less than 25%, but also in Africa it's right about 25%, according to the International Telecommunications Union. About 25% of people that have access to the internet in Africa.
In Africa.
So it's around the same range, and it's alarming. It's for the same reasons. People in rural areas, access to digital technologies, affordability of digital technologies, infrastructure in the areas where they're needed, mostly developing countries, rural areas, and low-income communities. Those are the ones that are most affected.
All right. You did mention about Innovate.
Yes.
What's the aim of Innovate?
So one of the things that we're doing now, or Innovate as a company, we focus on digital technologies, but specifically to try and bring digital technologies to the communities that need it, so that they are able to not just make use of it, but also earn an income for it. So us as Africans are big on using technology. Once it's been innovated somewhere else, it's brought to us, we use it. But we're trying to shift the mindset to people actually identifying that there could be an opportunity to earn an income through technology. Because other than just digital exclusion, unemployment is a huge thing in Africa. It's affecting a lot of African countries, especially among young people. Now, what that does is the fact that you're not employed does not take away your need to earn. It does not take away your need to have a meal, to have a roof over your head, which forces young people into destructive devices just to be able to earn something for themselves. So what we're doing as Innovate is we're bringing entrepreneurship opportunities in technology to the young people.
Okay, you did talk about artificial intelligence. Can we just, because it's digital, digital inclusion, and now everybody's kind of like a bit skeptical about AI, and you said you want everybody to be AI ready. Yeah, so why should we be AI ready? Because everybody said no, they're coming to get our jobs, So why should we be AI ready?
Technology as the whole, even before the introduction of AI, was replacing jobs. Because what it does is it creates efficiency. I'll give you an example. In a company, maybe in accountancy, for example, which is something that almost every business and every company has, all of a sudden now you have so many accounting softwares that to the point where an organization does not need to have 10 accountants. You can have 3 accountants and they're just running that software. So meaning job opportunities for the rest of the 7, they've become obsolete because now technology has created ways in which the company can be able to do the same thing efficiently. So even before the introduction of AI, technology is replacing jobs. But AI, on the other hand, why we're insisting on Africa being AI ready, the readiness is not just in use, the readiness is also in safety. Like every other technology, it has advantages, it has disadvantages. So part of the readiness is to know and understand AI. How does it work? How can you take advantage of it? How can it benefit you? Because whether we like it or not, it's coming. I don't know about the rest of the conspiracy theories that, around that, whether that's going to be a reality or not. But like every other technology, it's coming with advantages that could benefit you. It could earn you an income. It could make you execute your duties better, both on a personal level and on a professional level.
I love what you said. It's coming, whether we like it or not. So let's not be adamant saying...
It's here, actually.
It's here, for real. Let's not be adamant by saying, no, we do not want AI. Somebody who really, jellied me into accepting AI is Will.i.am.
Yeah.
Because he created this app, and apparently he's got a co-host, an AI co-host. So it's really easy. And he said, we created it, so there's no way it can take advantage of us.
Looking at it from, just to simplify it, so when everyone becomes uncomfortable with AI, they're thinking robotics, they're thinking computers taking over. So right now, the artificial intelligence that's there is coming from the knowledge, the collective knowledge of the information that they're gathering from people through the phones. So that's why you're able to go, because I know now there's WhatsApp, there's AI on WhatsApp, there's AI on Facebook, there's AI on all these social media platforms that we make use of every day. You go on that platform and you're looking for information on a particular topic, even on digital inclusion. Simply go to your WhatsApp and type it in your message. What is digital inclusion? And you have all this information.
Yeah.
That's AI. It's because this information has been gathered from different people such that it's able to predict what you want. It's able to give you the kind of information that you want. So we're not yet at the point where we should feel uncomfortable with it. It's intelligent, but it's artificial.
Artificial intelligence.
So I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. I think there's everything to take advantage of, especially now that it's just newly being introduced. It could help so much with your studies.
Are you guys recruiting volunteers?
Gathering information. Yes.
Yeah. I think I want to volunteer. I just want to learn AI before it learns me.
No, that's what makes it AI. It's learning you on a daily basis. Do you know that even on our phones, when you buy a phone, we don't even read these things. We just go accept, like the conditions. You download an application and it's telling you, unless you agree to all of this, you're not going to use it. So you just agree to everything, and they're gathering information, and that's the information that they're feeding into artificial intelligence for it to be able to serve you. It needs to not just know you, it needs to know your neighbor, it needs to know Africa, it needs to know.
It knows my business. I was surprised when my friend sent me a screenshot and said, AI knows you more than I do. I'm like, okay. So let's talk about how businesses and we individuals can actually help in this digital inclusion.
So on a personal level, well, from a business perspective, or from a personal perspective, we could support policies that promote digital inclusion. We could do that. From a business perspective, we could make sure that we offload as much information about our business on these digital platforms so that people can easily access us. And yeah, from a government, from a broader scale, it's infrastructure, making sure that the government makes affordable these services at an affordable rate to the underserved communities. Yeah.
This is interesting, guys. Do not be surprised. Jay Kale could be interviewing me next time. I've volunteered to be a volunteer at Innovate, so I am ready. But thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
We're going to be having Sarah and maybe her colleague or maybe anybody from Innovate every Wednesday. So if you really want to be included in this digital inclusion, you need to be here on Kwacha Kuseni every Wednesday. Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you for having me.
I was going to do something artificial, but I can't. Let me look for Jay Kale. We just say our final goodbyes and we wrap up the day. I'll be right back to Makamba Muchimunzini.
Nizi.
I thought you needed AI for that. Okay, Nizi.
I remember.
Kwacha Kuseni Morning Show on Power TV.